Happy birthday to you. Okay, so guys, it's officially October 24th. My birthday was yesterday. It's 12:12 a.m. I am considering to early vote today, so I felt like I really feel like, you know what, might as well make this video while it's the night before, because tomorrow is a Thursday. So if I'm able to early vote this week, well, obviously, most likely I probably will be. I think that's what I'm gonna do, because I think it's about time. So I really haven't given you guys my personal thoughts on this just yet, and I think it's time that I do, because the clock is winding down. And if you guys want to know my personal opinion is that I really think that if well, let me just put some tags. 1 second, y'all. Can I change this picture? Give me a second, y'all. I gotta check the audio. Let me just make sure. 1 second, y'all. Give me a second here. I just jumped on live. This was not scheduled, so I really need to update my tags and stuff. So give me a quick second, you all. Yeah, I think this is a good picture. Let me see. Oh, this is a nice picture. Let's do that. Okay, guys. So yes, my genuine feelings. And Bashar, that channeler guy, he said something very similar, which I was shocked about. And he was basically saying how he was predicting that if Trump gets in, basically we're done for. And so when I heard him say that, I said, you know what? I've been trying not to say this for a very long time, but I'm just gonna, go out and say it once and for all. So you guys have my prediction and my own thoughts and feelings about this. And there is no better birthday gift than Kamala winning. Let's make that very clear. I have been getting the princess treatment all week. I'm very, very happy with how my week went. Actually, guys, I did a YouTube short. Let me just check the audio 1 second. So I gotta upload all this shit. 1 second, guys. Oh, Lord. I'm just adding the tags now, so. Did this update? Yes, it did. Okay, let's check the audio before I start talking even more. 1 second, y'all. I'm just gonna check the audio. Can this thing hurry up? There we go. Is it back? Okay, I can hear myself perfect. Okay. So Bashar, some of you guys know who Bashar is, others of you guys don't know who he is. I made a YouTube short talking to you guys on my birthday, giving you guys some love, sending a shout out. And I was so busy that the upload got abandoned. And I had to delete other videos in the queue just to upload that video. So when that video is going to be uploaded, I have no freaking clue, because it's buffering and it's annoying me. And so I'm gonna link the TikTok review of the cookies underneath that video. So if you guys haven't checked out that birthday video, that birthday YouTube short, it's there. It's on my community tab. If you guys like food, everybody likes food. I did a little cookie review, so that was a cool little cute video. But anyway, Bashar, okay? Bashar was the guy that said exactly what I felt, and I felt kind of bad to actually say it out loud. And then it's like, after he said it, I'm like, you know what? I have not said this the entire time, because I'm so weary of, drawing more negativity than it needs to be, like I kind of want people to just, as long as they vote, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel pretty much positive about it, but I really haven't been able to, like, on camera, full-fledged, tell you guys what I really feel deep down. And what I really feel deep down is that America is done for. And I'm not saying that for those who are, Trump supporters or conservatives, let me make this very, very clear. I'm not saying this because, I mean, if you guys don't know me, you're just tuning in. I'm British. I'm a dual citizen. I'm American citizen. So I am an American. Okay, but I'm born and bred British. So I'm deeper of American than a lot of people because I have native roots. I'm British. I'm American. So I got it all, right? I got it all. So I've tried to refrain, what I'm saying? Like, I really try to refrain from saying this, but I think that it's time, like we don't have long to go, guys. We don't have long to go. And, yeah, for the other audience who's not supporting Kamala that are watching my video, hi, thank you. I appreciate you as well. Let me just say this. I'm not saying it's toast in a way where I'm like, to hell with America, because I would never say to hell with America. God has blessed America. God has given us, such influence, you know what I'm saying, over the world for centuries, for decades. And so at least for me, it's not a situation where I'm going to leave America, because I know last time when Trump won, people were saying how they were going to leave the country and all that. I mean, that's a little bit extreme, but they're free to leave if they want to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Trump does get in, they are free to leave the country if they want to. Me personally, I'm in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have plans to stay in America, even though I am British, by birth. I'm a dual citizen of America and of my home country. I have the right to go back, but I would never do that unless we were in like a World War III or something, or not even then. I don't see myself leaving America. So I'm not saying this to be kind of funny or to be dramatic, but this is something that a lot of spiritual people that are, if they're honest, a lot of people that have spiritual gifts, psychics, intuitives like myself, clairvoyant, clairsentient, they have all these different types of spiritual gifts, the gift of healing, the gift of prophecy, which I have. Maybe I've said this in a different way, but I just haven't been as blunt about it. But that's genuinely how I feel. Genuinely how I feel is, I feel like we're toast. We're toast. Especially women, because men see, oh, how can I put this nicely? This is kind of hard to say, but regardless of what demographic, age group, ethnicity, background, upbringing, socioeconomic background, regardless of all those things, right? I think we can all be fair and agree and say that there has been this incredible uprising and uproar of gender wars. There has been these gender wars for the longest while. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have never seen men and women be so transparent. And quite frankly, this is just my opinion, may sound a bit harsh, but my honest opinion is that women and men have had these issues in terms of romantic relationships for a very, very long time. And with the rising of TikTok, with the rising of social media, it's just been exposed. And the more that woman, and it's just a fact, the more education and business opportunity and good health that women have, they tend to not always stray towards a heterosexual relationship. That's a no-brainer, because, or children for that matter, you know what I'm saying? People that are not having kids anymore, they're not having kids because they don't want to be a single parent. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of women have ended up being single parents because they get with a guy, the guy lies, the guy cheats, the guy, we've all kind of seen it, done it, we know all about it. And I think that it's a part of why people are voting for Trump. It's a part of the reason why men in droves. Let me just put this very, very blunt and very clear. And I'm going to post this as well, because men that are going to be voting for Trump, that want to date me, that want to talk to me, you don't have that opportunity. Okay. If I ever find out that you are voting for Trump, you cannot have contact with me. It's that simple. And this divorcee, this guy who is divorced, he I asked him, I'm like, who are you voting for? Because you're trying to talk to me, but you know, we have an important election coming up. And I just asked him, like, who are you voting for? And he said Trump. I just left him on red. I didn't even respond to him. So that's just how I feel about it, is if you can support somebody who's a certified felon, who's a sexual abuser, who's a misogynist, who's a cheater, who's a liar, who's a scam artist, we don't have anything in common. And that's what's so sad, is that there is no gray area for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and millions of women, you know, millions and thousands of women feel the exact same way. And so it's not a surprise, you know what I'm saying, why you see divorced men. In fact, I think it was even Fox, which I don't even watch Fox. Just for those conservatives who are wondering, you know, where this information is coming from. Well, Fox News said it, that the one of the highest demographics of voters that are voting for Trump are divorced men. So I know what I'm talking about, because they see somebody who's like them. You know, Trump was divorced multiple times. So why would they not vote for him? You see what I'm saying? Like, Kamala's only been married once. She's child free. She has no biological children, but she has stepchildren by marriage, and nothing is wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Tons and thousands of men across America will marry a woman, you know, that already has children, and nobody says anything negative about him, right? But when a lady marries a man who she becomes a stepmother to those children, I don't see an issue with it. You know what I'm saying? I think, like most people that are decent, don't see an issue with a woman not having biological children. But apparently, JD Vance and Trump do. Okay, they look down on people who don't want to have kids or don't have kids right out the gate, and it's weird to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm of age where if I wanted to, I could have a child, but I don't feel like I need to. I don't need to have a child. First of all, with my spiritual beliefs and my connection with God, I believe that you need to find the right partner. You need to make sure that between you and God, there's an agreement, you know? And this is why we have such demon spawns on the planet we have now. You know what I'm saying? That are going around shooting up people, robbing, all types of shit, because they're in broken homes. You know what I'm saying? They're coming from women who have, against their will, had children, and then they go into the working world and they become a nuisance. And so that model of, if you're a woman, have a child, is broken, you know? It's an ancient way to think. It's a sad way to be. And for the record, in case I didn't know this, some ladies biologically cannot have children. Some women cannot have kids, and that's not their fault, you know? And they're just not physically, you know, able to have their own kids. So it's very offensive, you know, it's very offensive. And now that we're on the topic and I'm sharing my deepest thoughts about this, I'm just going to tell you guys the truth. I think a lot of women are going to want to are going to stop talking to men, are not going to want to be with men if Trump gets in office, including myself. I would be very, very, very afraid, personally, because I feel like this person is, in my opinion, sadly, and it's sad to say this, like really it's sad to say this, but in my opinion, I feel like Trump, when he ran the first time, he represented something that people could want to aspire to or want to believe that he's a good person. And then once things kind of went awry, you know, and the truth came out, that changed. And I think that it's a little scary when you see somebody who literally has had multiple failed marriages try to speak to women who are the happiest demographic in the country and tell them, the childless cat ladies, by the way, aka, and tell them that they don't know what they're talking about and that they don't know what's good for them. And it goes right back to the issue of abortion, right? Which I don't think a man has a say in. I don't understand why a man has a say. You know, respectfully, I have a brother. So those who are like, oh, she has no brother, I have a brother. I was raised in a two-parent household, until the age of 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally come from parents who were married and had me in marriage. So for those people who are like, oh, I bet she's a, no, I was raised with two parents in the house, married. So there's nothing you could tell me. For those who are going to be like, oh, well, she's the typical, no. I had my mother and my father in the house when I was growing up, from birth, before birth. They were married. Okay. So they had me in marriage. So my perspective is a serious one. And I think that if men think that women are going to just be sex slaves and, you know what I'm saying, and push out babies and all this bullshit, I think they're sadly mistaken. So from what I'm just going to be honest with you guys, like from what I can see, the rhetoric that I hear is like they want women to be sex slaves. They want women to go back in the kitchen, you know? And it's weird to me because women have always been in the kitchen, so have men, you know? Well, not really, but you know, you get what I'm trying to say. We're more modern now. So anybody who wants to cook and clean can happily cook and clean. It's not just assigned to the woman to be able to be a decent chef. You know what I'm saying? So it's archaic, it's barbaric, it's old, and it's tired. And I think that they want that kind of life back. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to go back to an era where minorities and women and members of the LGBTQ plus community are an anomaly, are invisible, are not taken care of, are not cherished, are not valued. And it's all about them. It's all about them. And I don't know how people cannot see that. You know what I'm saying? People that are more spiritual than religious, people who are Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, you name it. You know what I'm saying? They don't want those kind of people to have a seat at the table. And that's also weird to me because then therefore you're forcing your religion on a person, on an individual. You're saying if you're not Christian, your say does not mean anything. And I could be a Christian and still say that if somebody has a different belief or a different way of life than me, I still respect them. Whereas the JD Vances of the world, their perspective is if you're not like me and you don't live like me, you're irrelevant. You are, you know, more of a detriment than an asset to the country. And that's concerning to me because I want to live in an America where everybody's cherished and everybody can live how they want to live. Of course, without breaking the law, of course. They're living their lives with pride and work ethic and kindness, you know, not being a bully, not bullying people, not insulting people. And, you know, that's all I get from Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I get. So I'm just going to be honest. I think that if men think that women are cold now, if men think that women are bitches now, you know, wait until Trump gets in. Because if Trump gets in again, you can kiss that goodbye. You can kiss that goodbye. Women can make their own money. Women can speak up. And on top of that, the JD Vances of the world, they're going to try to do more damage to Roe versus Wade, which I'm against. So there's no benefit for women, you know. I don't understand. I don't understand what a woman is gaining from that. You know, there is men who are married to women who, specifically the suburbs, who are telling their wives that they need to vote for Trump. You know what I'm saying? And as last time I checked, I thought that she had the right to make her own decision. I thought that she had a brain to pick who she wants to vote for president. I didn't know that now men have the right to tell their wives who they should vote for. And so if that's how married life is, if that's how this new, you know, era of marriage is, y'all can keep that. I would never get married. I would never get married. I will never get married if that's how this operates, because I'm my own person. Okay? For the record, I'm my own person. So what do I see? If someone was to ask me, what do I see? I see our enemies blowing us to smithereens. Okay? That's what I see. Okay? I hate to laugh because it's crazy. It's crazy that this is even happening, but we're doomed, bro. We're doomed. And it's funny because the opposite side would say the exact same thing about Kamala, right? Right? The supporters of them are going to turn around and say, with Kamala, we're doomed. Well, it's all about perspective, right? It's all about perspective. But America is a melting pot. America has always been a melting pot. And trying to, I wouldn't even use the word whitewash, but trying to so-called cleanse what America is and erase, you know, all these years of progress and all these freedoms and all these rights, you know, on a dime, is pitiful, you know? And so then people that say that I want to leave America and I want to move out, I cannot blame them, you know what I'm saying? Because what is there left to salvage? Like, what is there left to hang on to? You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing. You know, there's nothing left. You know what I'm saying? These corporations are gonna get away with everything. Project 2025. They're gonna lower wages again. These big CEOs are gonna get paid even higher under Trump. They're not gonna pay their employees properly. So what is there left, guys? But us going backward. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it. I know people watching don't see, not everybody that watches is gonna feel that way. But that's how I feel. I genuinely feel that. And a lot of people who have very, very coveted and very, very credible spiritual gifts have said the exact same thing that I feel. And I've held back for so long, guys. I've held back for so long, but I got to be honest with you. And on top of that, let me share a couple stories from fellow Americans who are working class Americans, not Trump Americans, working class Americans who have had experiences and interactions with these so-called Vance and Trump supporters. And the way they talk should alarm everybody. You know, this one lady, she went viral on TikTok for talking about how she's a waitress. I think you guys may have seen this on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, you may have seen it. If you're not on TikTok, you may have not seen it. But she was talking about how she was serving this elderly, you know, boomer couple. And the lady was like trying to, I guess, snuck up to her, talking about how her tips are not going to be taxed and all this bullshit. And she was like, oh, he's going to wipe it all out. You know, she literally said to her, like, before tipping her, obviously she held back her tip to see who she was voting for. She literally said to her, like, he's gonna basically once again cleanse and wipe out and change, you know, the whole government. You know what I'm saying? And like overthrow all these people in all these different positions and put all his people in there. You know, like some kind of cult. And that's a dictator. Okay, that is a dictator. And yes, Trump has said that he will use force on American citizens. He's also said that there's an enemy within, whatever the heck that means. Basically, anybody who's not supporters of him, he's classified as enemies. So this is a dictator. Okay, this is the rhetoric and the talk of a dictator, of somebody who wants to be like a Putin, who wants to be a Kim Jong-un, you know, and any supporters, any Republicans, any conservatives who are going to be voting for that ticket and don't stand by that are lying to themselves, because, you know, the conservatives and the Republicans who are clear-minded and clear-headed, you know, they say this guy is he's dangerous. And I know Melania has been flip-flopping a lot. I've watched her interviews. She's a flip-flopper, okay? She's married to one of the most dramatic, you know, candidates in history, who's a Republican, and they're anti-abortion, they're anti-pro-choice, right? And so here comes Melania coming out with a book talking about how she's pro-choice. So how does that work? How does a wife of a presidential candidate who's anti this, anti that, have a wife who has vehemently publicly said that she's the exact opposite politically of what he wants? And so is she gonna stand there and see this guy turn over all these things? Like, I don't get it, guys. And I'm not trying to be funny. I just think that this is just so barbaric is the word I want to use. It's barbaric. It's like we're stuck in time, you know, and we're in 2024, you know, we have to act like it. We're in 2024, you know, we're in the modern times. So just from that fact alone, right? Why would I want a president who's pushing 80 years old? Why would I want a president who is on his way to the cemetery? I'm not understanding that. You know, they gave Joe Biden all this beef about, oh, he's too old, oh, he's too sleepy, oh, he's too tired. But Trump is the exact same way. You guys saw the video that I made of him on the campaign trail bitching about how his microphones don't work and saying how he's not going to pay people. And then he's falling asleep. And all the major news outlets showed him falling asleep. So once again, are his supporters, are these Republicans who are standing by those ideologies, are they seeing all this the way that I'm seeing this? Because clearly not, you know? So yeah, maybe today in the morning time, because it's 2:38 a.m. Maybe in the morning time, I will get a clip of that video and upload it for you guys to see. I don't know, I'm debating because I think it is quite controversial, but I think that, you know, like I said, you guys, I feel such a responsibility. I genuinely do, because I think that a lot of people, you know, put their hands behind their back, you know what I'm saying? And they don't speak up, and they don't say their perspective while the other side does. And that's dangerous to me. I think that people that have something to say or have a gut feeling, you know what I'm saying? They should speak up, you know what I'm saying? And so if this goes the opposite way, right? At least I could tell you guys up front, like, I did my part, you know what I'm saying? I've covered this extensively. I've told you guys my gut feelings in this video. I've told you guys what I feel is going to happen. You know, it's a strong possibility. I'm going to put this out here, you know, it's a strong possibility that regardless, you know, there could be war regardless, because Putin and other world leaders are thirsty for new territory. So it could be, you know, it could be the case that whether Kamala or Trump gets in, but there's going to be a war regardless, you know what I'm saying? But there's going to be certain policies and certain rights that under Kamala, you're going to have that under Trump, you're not going to have. And so that's the difference, you know, because truthfully, there could be a war regardless. You know, I'm just going to be the first person to put it out here that it could be that whether Kamala gets in or not, whether Trump or Kamala gets in or not, but there could be war regardless. And so that's how I feel. You know, that's how I feel, because the direction that other countries are going in, it feels like they want to start something regardless. So I will say that I think that regardless if Trump or Kamala gets in, it's a strong possibility that we're going to enter into some kind of war or be pulled in to assist with some kind of other war in the near future, regardless. But the question that people have to ask themselves inside is, who would you want as commander-in-chief if we are at war? Who would you trust to ensure that we get food and water and safety materials? Because it's not Republicans. It's not going to be them. Because when, as Mark Anthony said in that advert, when Puerto Rico was devastated and they requested funds from Trump, he did not give it to them. So there's a record here. There's a track record of him not wanting to help, especially minorities, brown and black people. Okay, there's a pattern here of him not wanting to help people that don't look like him. So if you happen to be in Puerto Rico, if you happen to be in Chicago, if you happen to be in Florida, if you happen to be in Washington, Massachusetts, Maine, wherever, you know, he's cheap. Okay, he's cheap. So you're not going to get help. Okay, so I just want people to understand, like, we're doomed. Okay. And, you know, if you do want to go back to your home country, or you want to go to Canada, or you want to go to the UK, or you want to go to South Africa, or you want to go to South America, you have every right to do that. Because let me tell you, if Trump gets in, we are toast. We're toast, guys. He has an authority. I keep saying this. His mentality is very authoritative, is very authority driven, okay? Authoritarian. So he does not care about allies. He does not care about NATO. He does not care about the United Nations. Trump doesn't give a fuck about any of those organizations, guys. So God forbid we are in a crisis. Nobody's going to want to help us, okay? And yes, it's my opinion. Now, I'm just telling you guys what I feel. No one's going to help us because Trump's views, I'll say this to be fair. Some of Trump's views may not be 100% wrong, but it's too extreme. That's the issue. He goes too far with it. Okay, he's a Gemini, remember that. So he's a bit extra. So it may not be that what he's saying with certain war tactics and all that may not be 100% wrong, but the issue is it's too extreme. So if we do need help, nobody's going to help us. No one's going to want to readily, come to our aid because we have a director-in-chief. We have a director and dictator-in-chief. So no one's going to take us seriously. You see what I'm saying? That's my opinion, okay? That's my opinion. And, once again, Melania has a lot to answer for because she's the one that says, oh, well, his tweets, people may not like his outspoken nature and he needs to shut his mouth. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but he don't though. Okay. And some of his supporters, I've heard say the same thing. Oh, he needs to shut his mouth. But he doesn't. That's the issue. Okay. He doesn't think that he has to filter and curate and watch what he says. He doesn't care. He does not care. So how are you going to control somebody who you're going to give power to yet again to destroy the country, to destroy the world, for people to want to attack us? At that point, we're doomed, guys. There's nowhere to go. And I'm sure people who are going to vote for Trump are going to watch this and say, oh, it's the exact opposite. Well, think what you want to think, but the track record speaks for itself, okay? I'm not debating you. I'm not trying to argue with you. The track record speaks for itself. Even Melania, his wife, said it, that he is reckless. Oh, and not to forget Elon Musk, the Pimp Daddy Mac, right? Elon Musk is crazy. He's a fucking alien. He's weird. And all of a sudden, he's bribing people. He's paying people to vote for Trump. Now, where the hell did he come from? Isn't this the same dweeb that is making these projects to put chips in people's brains? The mark of the beast, aka the mark, for all those conservatives out here, aka the mark of the beast. So the guy who's going to usher in the mark of the beast is with Trump. Okay, so it speaks for itself to me. And it's I can't lose sleep over it. You know what I'm saying? I cannot lose sleep. I cannot be upset over people just blatantly being ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm past that. You know what I'm saying? It's like if me and millions of people could see, you know what I'm saying, like what he's done and his character and his lack of character, then they're free to think what they want to think. They're free to think what they want to think. And there was something that I saw the other day on Twitter. I think it was him with somebody, maybe Fox. I don't watch Fox. I wouldn't know, but it was a Fox at Night or something like that, kind of special. And he was talking about something, and it really just gave me a bad feeling, And I watched it and I listened to it and I said, you know what? He's not changed, he's not changed. And I think it's sad. I actually do think it's sad. I think it's sad that America has stooped so low because they want to get revenge on a black president. They want to get now revenge on a black vice president. Some people do, because sadly for some people it is about race. It is about gender. For me, it's not. I've always said this openly. An Asian, Hispanic, Native American, black, white, don't matter to me. But what does matter to me is your character and how you talk about people that are Americans that may not look like you, may not act like you. That matters to me, okay? And I take that very seriously. So I find it sad. I find it sad that it's got to this point, So I just think that it's like we're going back in time, and we're halting progress. We're halting positivity is how I feel, and how many Americans feel, and I feel like we would be really letting our ancestors down, and those who can relate, those who can't, sorry, but women and certain ethnic groups have fought for the right to vote, whether people believe in it or not. They have their own weird suspicions of voting, and I'm not speaking to that crowd. I'm speaking to people who actually understand that their voice matters, their vote matters, and people have died behind this, guys. We have to remind ourselves, people have literally died behind this. Women have died and have been trampled on by horses to give us the right to vote. And if we dare do the wrong thing, it will be a very, very sad day. And then what's even sadder, and this has been confirmed, what's even sadder is I will hear people who are Trump supporters say that she's only gonna win if it's rigged, and she's only gonna win if she cheats or someone cheats or whatever the heck they're talking about. And it seems like another January 6th is gonna happen, and so my thing is, when have we ever had such an influx of losers, of sore losers? Like, if you lose an election, you lose an election. And that's what I was going to say. I was going to say how Trump was talking about something about rigged for Biden or whatever from the last election. And I literally mentioned him on Twitter. I literally shouted out to him, and I was like, first of all, my vote is not fake. Like I voted for Biden. So you keep saying that all these votes are fake. All these votes was my vote is not fake, sir. I'm an American citizen. So my vote is not fake. And I'm actually very offended, because it's like you're trying to cook up this narrative that everybody who voted for Biden is fucking illegal or is a fake person or a dead person or whatever the heck else he says. I don't understand that way of thinking. I don't think that about people voting for Trump. People that vote for Trump, I don't think they're fake people. I don't think they're dead voters. I don't think they're rigging anything. So why does he think that with the other side? Why does he think that people that have voted for Biden or people that vote for Kamala now in earlier November, why is he so set? Why is he so set on believing and thinking that if you vote for her, you're not a real person, or you're not an American, or you're not legal, or you're not this, or you're not that? I don't understand that, And I'm actually kind of surprised that he didn't say the same thing for Obama. Because if you're saying that about Biden, if you're going to say that now about Kamala in November, then what would you say about Obama? You know what I'm saying? And that clearly wasn't fake. The whole country fell in love with him, So I don't understand, and I don't think that anybody can help me understand this level of arrogance, this level of entitlement, this level of privilege that if I don't win, if I don't get what I want, it's rigged, and that's like the height of privilege, and the poor and working class can't relate to that. They can't relate to having everything rigged in their favor. So the working class that are voting for somebody like that are I don't know how they're connected to a candidate who's so disconnected to reality. I don't understand that, And so I'm telling you guys, I have heard personal reports, in public, personal level, you name it. They've literally said to me that they believe that if she wins, it's just like Biden, their go-to escape route keywords is rigged and cheated. They really are still the same old playbook, like Kamala said. They really believe that. And that's sad, because then you're trying to discredit millions of Americans going out and voting. And that's crazy to me, because from Bush to Clinton to Obama, I don't recall Maybe they did. I was very young at the time, but I don't really recall any conservatives saying, oh, because Clinton won it was rigged, oh, because Obama was rigged, oh, because, like, I don't recall hearing this, you know. I think if I'm mistaken, then I'm mistaken, but I don't recall hearing any Republican say that about any Democratic pick for the presidency. I don't recall hearing any conservative say that. I think Trump is the first person to say that if the other team wins, it's rigged. I've never heard anybody else say that. I've never heard that. So I don't know how we've gotten so off the path. And it makes me genuinely sad because I think that it's crazy. It's like you're a sore loser. You know, you're a sore loser. If you lose, you lose. Why does it have to be rigged? Why does it have to be, like, where is this coming from? Like, who is telling him this? Is Putin telling him this? Who is telling him this? I'm confused. And it's like, if I was in front of Trump, right? If I was in front of Trump and said to Trump that I did not vote for you, is he going to say that my vote is fake? How is my vote fake? How? I'm an American citizen. So I don't understand that kind of line of rhetoric. I don't understand where that comes from. Like, has somebody coached him to say that? Has this been like has this been some kind of like presidential strategic playbook or something? Like who has given Trump this idea? I don't get it. Like, genuinely. Because you would think that somebody who's had so much privilege would know the difference. You know, like, that's very hard to do if that even was possible. And you can't fake millions of votes. Maybe 100, maybe a handful, but millions, I don't believe so. And even then, you still would have lost. And so once again, it's giving very much dictator. You know, it's giving very much dictator. And there was actually an independent hall town meeting with American citizens from Las Vegas, Nevada. That's posted on, I'm sure you guys have seen it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It should be on YouTube somewhere, or ABC, or wherever else is showing these intimate town hall and discussion groups and different key people, Republicans and Democrats or whatever. And this one Caucasian lady was like, I believe he's running to escape persecution in jail or prison. And she was like, if he gets in, he's gonna change the law where he's president forever. And everybody at the table, even conservatives, were like, I believe to some degree that's true. You know what I'm saying? And so that's scary, guys. You know, why would you want a president who even thinks like that? You know, and I've seen Trump supporters who have T-shirts and have banners and memorabilia and all types of stuff, and they have like Trump is king on it and all this stuff. But like, they really, but you know, it's cute if it's just for, you know, merchandise means, you know. It's okay if they have something kind of fanciful on a shirt, but like, it's another thing if somebody literally thinks that he should be king of America. Like, that's weird to me. And we don't worship man, we worship God, for one. So the obsession is also concerning, because what has he done to these people? You know, why are they so addicted? I don't see the appeal. I don't know. I'm just being honest. Like, why is it that no matter what this guy says, they try to ignore what he says? Even if he says it 1,000 times, they try to rewrite what he says, you know, like a dictator, guys. So I am not saying, because I'm very fair, I am not saying that the economy, I don't know what's going to happen with the economy, quite frankly, because right now the economy, based upon what the data says, people are spending like crazy. People are making more money than they ever made. So I don't know. You know, I can't figure that one out either. But what I'm saying is that I don't know. Maybe at first it will be okay. I would hope it would be okay. Like I kind of have the mentality of Obama, you know, like when Obama welcomed Trump to the White House when he won, just like how Biden won, he won. Obama said something that is how I look at it, is You know, you want the president to represent herself or himself well because you want the country to do well. You know, you want America to not just survive, but to thrive. So that's my perspective is just like if it was let's just say if it wasn't Kamala or Trump, right? And we had different candidates. We had two different people who made it to the end. It's the same thing. It's like whether the blue team wins or the red team wins, like I just want a president who's going to do the right thing for America, who's going to represent us well, you know? And I'm sad to say this, but I just don't think that he's a good example. I think he's very, very crass. I think he's very, very dangerous. I do. So what's even scarier, you know, and I hate to say this word, but it's true. What's even scarier is like, if she was to win, they're not holding back. You know what I'm saying? They may do another insurrection. They may do another ambush. You know, they may want to storm the freaking White House again. And what I'm saying is, why is that okay? Why would it ever be okay for someone to create such chaos? You know, just willy-nilly chaos. And that's what it was. It was an insurrection. And so if someone's half decent, whether they're for the red team or the blue team, they have to at least acknowledge reality, you know? And Trump has still not acknowledged reality. He says that they did nothing wrong, that they were peacefully protesting. Well, that's not what we saw. That's not what Europeans saw. That's not what Canadians saw. That's not what Africans saw. That's not what the Asian people saw. The whole world fucking saw your supporters violently bashing their instruments into the police officers' heads, bashing down windows, climbing walls like spider monkeys. That's what I saw. So I don't know how, I don't understand in terms of, and Obama said something similar the other day at a rally. It's like, I don't understand how the truth has been so blurred. I don't understand that, you know, like that's what it was, you know, you're not, and the same thing goes for, you know, the blue team. You know, if a bunch of people that supported Biden went and fucking bashed in doors and windows and climbed walls and assaulted police officers, it would be called the same thing. An insurrection. Domestic terrorism. Domestic terrorism. Because you're legally not allowed to do that. Okay? Doesn't matter if you're a conservative or not. Doesn't matter if you're a Republican or not. Doesn't matter if you're Democrat or not or independent. You're not allowed to storm a government building and go into offices that do not belong to you. You're not allowed to do that. And so the simple fact that so-called Americans are debating if they're allowed to fucking climb a wall and bash into a historic government building and light the bitch on fire is beyond me, guys. That's beyond me. And so that's why I'm saying, I think I saw someone on Twitter say that regardless how it goes, it's going to be a sad day. It probably will be a sad day, you know? Maybe they're right, guys, because it's like either way you put it, there's one side in particular that's not going to accept the result. You know, like let's be real. Let's be so real. If Trump won, you know, with votes or whatever else, Democrats would accept it, you know? Like, let's get real. Like, they're not going to contest it. They're going to say, okay, well, you earn the votes. You earn the American people's votes. Do what's best for the country. Good luck. We're going to wish you well. So this is not about, as Trump said, you know, these fine people. No, there's only one side doing this. There's only one side doing this, you know? And so even the conservatives, I feel like for them not to see that is weird to me, because there's only one side doing this, guys. You know, you've never seen Democrats do this. You've never seen thousands of Democratic voters, you know what I'm saying, cause an insurrection. It's never happened before. So you can't compare apples to oranges, bruh. Like, there's only one side doing this. And I know it's not being talked about, but I guarantee you it will. Okay? Because Jordan Petersons and the Alex Joneses and the Donald Trump Juniors of the world, they're gonna call for a riot. And I know that, I don't know, maybe they've already said it, but I'm telling you guys, if this goes the opposite way, they're gonna do it again. You heard it here first. So I just don't understand, like, how people can blur the lines. You know, there is no lines to blur. Woman, your rights are being taken away. Okay? That's not an if or a huh or, you know, let me think. That's a fact. Your rights are being stripped from you right in front of your face. And if you're voting for that, that's what you're going to get. So I think that people are really underestimating this shit. I really do. And I don't know, you know, I'm not on those other social medias, so I really can't say if they've already called for a coup or called for an insurrection or not. But I'm telling you guys that I feel it in my gut. I feel it in my gut that if this goes in favor of Kamala and the votes are added up and counted up and she wins, they're going to do even worse than what they did in January 6th. And people are not talking about it. I don't know why. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't really seen anybody really bring attention to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't really heard anybody bring attention to the fact that they did it once and they can do it again. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure if I was talking to a Trump supporter right now, or somebody who not even a Trump supporter, just somebody who is just anti everything, I don't know, and they were on here talking with me, I bet they would tell you firsthand. You know, if I did a little prying, I bet they would say themselves, oh yeah, we're gonna go down there, we're gonna light the bitch up, we're gonna break more windows, we're gonna lose more people's lives. Oh yeah, you know, because they're proud of that. Okay, and so that's why to me it's sad, because oh how far we've fallen, you know, oh how far we have fallen, you know. And even people who are in charge of different departments for Republicans have said the same thing. They have openly said that they voted for him because they hated the black president. They never wanted a black president. They never wanted to see a person of color rise through the ranks. You know what I'm saying? And be on the world. They never wanted that to happen. So they're mad. They're mad that women have their own money. They're mad that we have control over our lives. They're mad. They're mad, and don't let anybody lie to you. Okay? They are mad. They are mad that the playing field is more equal and more open and fair than it's ever been. And they don't like it. Okay? And there's only one party doing that. Democrats do not represent that. Okay? The blue party wants people to be themselves and be free and have freedom and liberty and to represent America well. That's all you want. People to get along and help thy neighbor and contribute and do well. You know, that's it. And be happy. Most importantly, be happy. Okay? Be happy. Okay? And there's only one party who is insulted by women who own cats. And women who are single or not single, have cats, don't have cats, okay? I don't know how blind or deaf you have to be. The man insulted you. The man told you up front, point blank, period, that you're not an asset to America, you're not important, and he tried to make fun of us. Okay? And I don't understand what's there to make fun of. Are we not allowed to now own a pet? Are we not allowed now to not have to rush down the aisle, to rush to have babies? Like, what the fuck is this? You know, are we in 1920s or are we in 2024? You know, I'm trying to figure it out. And it's sad to say this, but once again, he's almost 80 years old, guys. Let me look at his age again. 1 second. How old is he again? He's fucking 78 years old. So you think a 78-year-old is gonna understand the era of women who have their own companies, who maybe are even lesbian, or who are child free? You think that he wants that? No, he doesn't want that. Okay? He wants everybody to be under a man, eating their balls, cooking their meals, and shutting up. That's what Trump and Vance want. Okay? And if you're a woman and you like being abused and you like being misused and you like being tossed around, then good luck to you. But guess what? I don't. And been there, seen it, done that. Okay? Not impressed. So that's the reality that people are investing into. Okay? And so once again, it's disturbing. Okay? It's disturbing when there's only one side, from what I can see, that is trying to control women and tell them who they can and cannot vote for. That's very weird to me. Okay? He has a vote. It's a married couple. He has a vote. She has a vote. You vote in that booth with the curtain or the divider. You vote for who you want to vote for. Okay? Just because you're married, why does he have the right to tell you as a woman who you should vote for? Okay? We're not children. We're adults. Okay? So that whole way of living, I don't understand that. Like, you make your own money, you're intelligent, you're self-sufficient, you can wash your own clothes, you can cook your own meals, you can spread your own bed. You're not a child anymore. Okay? You're a grown woman. So if you want to be a part of the fray that wants to silence you and manipulate you and abuse you, well, then you deserve what you get, and good luck to you. But I don't want that kind of life. So I don't have anybody telling me who to vote for. I don't have anybody controlling my voice. Nobody. Not even social media. So that clearly is not my lifestyle, right? And you know, it's questionable. You know what I'm saying? If I had a man in my house, would he be telling me that I have to vote for Trump? You know, would he even let me make this video? I'm not a child. I'm a grown woman. I'm an adult. So I can't get with that. I'm sorry. Like, you have the right to live how you want to live. Okay? This is not Russia. This is not North Korea. This is America, the United fucking States of America, and we need to act like it. We need to start acting like it. So that's how I genuinely feel, guys. And I know those who disagree with my video, you know, say, do what you want. I really don't care. But what I'm saying is their intentions are clear. Their intentions are very, very clear. And for the women who want to stay dumb to get laid, or whatever other motive that they got going on, I really feel bad for them, because they don't have a backbone. And they're the kind of woman where if they didn't have somebody taking care of them, they would basically be unsavable. You know what I'm saying? They would have no way to survive. And that is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? All these rights, all the progress that's been made is to ensure that a whole human being, an adult, an individual, can work, can cook, can live however they please. And so to me, anybody who's against that, I don't know who they come in the name of, because it's definitely not God. Because God said even himself in the Bible that I came to give you life and life more abundantly. So if you're trying to live your life under the thumb of somebody else, then that's not freedom. That's not having the right to your own voice, your own opinion. And that's not what I believe is true freedom of speech, true freedom of choice. You know, that's just not what I think the country needs. So I really don't understand the hatred, you know, the hatred for women, the hatred for people that are Mexican, the hatred for black people, the hatred for those who are gay. I will never understand people like that. I'm sorry. I will never get it, because they're not affecting your life. You know, they're not affecting your life, but then you're trying to make them affect your life. And it's like, they're living their life, live your life, you know, like, I'm not in their shoes, you know what I'm saying? And so as long as they're not hurting me directly, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't worry about it. I'm not worried about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about it at all. But I just think that, just on its head, just on its bare face. The guy, I didn't even know that he was that old. You know, I thought he was maybe 76, 75. He's 78 years old. So you're going to be taking orders from somebody who's lived in an era where women had no right, had no rights. That's scary. And, you know, those who don't think it's scary, maybe because you're a man and you don't think it affects you, you don't care about nobody but yourself. Well, that's very selfish. It's very unfortunate, but I don't expect anything different. But what I'm trying to say is that you should want to do the right thing, you know? And I think sadly, and just my opinion, I think it's very sad if it does go the opposite way. It's because it's a straight direct attack on women. It's a direct attack on women, and it's trying to have people be suppressed again, oppressed and suppressed again, and basically have America like it's an island, you know, and be separated from the rest of the world, which I don't want that. You know, I don't see how that can benefit us, guys. You know, if we did get into a major war, our allies are just as important, you know, and don't just take it from me, do your own research. You know, a lot of his rhetoric is like, we are the strongest, the baddest, and we don't need anybody, and we got it, and our military is the biggest and the brightest ever, and all this bullshit. And it's like, bruh, that's not how Hitler was. Well, he is like a Hitler. Even his running mate said that he's the American Hitler. And I find it very funny how JD Vance can all of a sudden just switch that up and say that he's not the American Hitler. I don't know how you can mistake that. How can his running mate say that he's the American Hitler and then say that he's not the American? He didn't even say he's not the American Hitler. Just erase that whole statement. How can you say that somebody's the American Hitler? The American Hitler? You know, the media did not do a good enough job on grilling JD Vance on that comment. And JD Vance's response was, well, oh, I didn't know him at the time. I didn't get to know him personally. What the fuck are you talking about? You know, like, what do you actually nobody's ever called Obama Hitler. No one's ever called Bill Clinton Hitler. No one's ever called John McCain Hitler. No one's ever called Jeb Bush Hitler. There's only one person who's running for president who is known as being the American Hitler, and that's Trump. And it's very similar, you know, like when Hitler was rising up the ranks in Germany, what was he known for being? A charismatic speaker, right? And the people were blindfolded. They were completely blinded. They thought he was the savior of Germany. They thought that he was doing the right thing until he fucking killed millions of people and never apologized for it. Remind you of anybody? So there is no gray area. There is no debate. These are the facts. Okay? So we'd be going like into a dark age, basically, you know? And once again, sadly, because of testosterone, okay, some men like that. Some men love that. You know, they like war. They like the rigid, rough and tough kind of living. Or I don't know. You know, it sounds demonic to me, but they like chaos, basically. They like chaos. They like strife. They like competition. They like arguments. They like terror, basically. Okay? So I would not want to see what this country turns into under that. I would not want to see it. But I could tell you this one thing. Women would not be freely engaging with men outright. No one may have the balls to say it, or the kahunas, or the kitty cat to say it, but I'll say it. Women are not going to be entertaining y'all, you men, if he gets in, because we know how you guys get down, okay? And you can't shut us up. You can't hide the truth anymore. The truth is out, you know? The truth is out. So what you think you're going to hide, what you think you're going to get away with, you're not going to get away with it, okay? And so, but that's what he wants. You know what I'm saying? And so it just blows my mind. It's like if you voted for him once because of whatever, I can understand that, you know. But after all that's gone down, for you to still ignore all this kind of behavior and still vote for him is shocking to me. Like, I can't understand that. When the truth is like in your face, I just don't understand that. So, yeah, you know, the economy, I'm not speaking on that. I'm speaking on the fact that the alliances and the progress socially that has been made will be totally different. And, you know, all the hard work that our predecessors have put forth would be basically on the chopping block, you know. And so, yeah, me personally, I would not want to engage with a lot of people if he got in, because I don't think it's safe. Okay, I don't. Just gonna be honest with you, you know. And a lot of women feel the same way. They may not have the platform or this to say it like I say it, but you know, they probably think just like me. You know what I'm saying? And they feel just like me. So yeah, I think that it's about control. It's about suppression. It's about oppression. And you know, if you want to live in a world where nuclear war is a norm, then go ahead and vote for Trump and Vance. Go ahead and do it. But if you don't want to live like that, and you want to turn the page, and you want to bring back prosperity to our shores, then you're going to vote the opposite way. If you like war, if you like drama, if you like crazy Twitter rants, you know, then go ahead, you know. But I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it. And I'm just gonna say this. It's very sickening, you know. It's very sickening, these so-called men who have wives or they have daughters, you know, and they keep going on about how they think under Trump they're gonna make all this money and all this bullshit. But you're okay with your daughter losing her rights, you know? Like your morals are in the toilet, and you're probably gonna go to hell because you don't care about nothing but you. And first of all, you don't even know if that's true, because under Trump, people died, people lost their job because we were chemically attacked. Okay, you want to know the truth? We were chemically attacked because he kept running his mouth. That's what happened. Okay, they've yet to say the truth. Okay, they've yet to say the truth, but that's what happened. And it happened right under Trump's watch. And Obama even spoke about it at the rally, how he, when he was in office, was alerted to different possibilities, you know, earthquakes, tornadoes, you name it. And he himself said that he had an emergency plan for a pandemic. And when Trump got in, he threw it away. And look it up for yourself. You think I'm lying? Look it up for yourself. He had it in place, and when Trump got in, he said, I don't need your help, and he threw it away. He never took up anything that was set in place that Obama put down. Because why? His ego. And I'm sorry to say this, but a lot of men who are not spiritually evolved and enlightened, that's what they operate from. They operate from a toxic ego that is about me, 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 me. Okay? And if somebody else has a good enough opinion, they don't want to listen to it. They don't want to hear it because why? I'm the macho man. I'm the man in charge. I'm the man. So it's just ridiculous. And when I found that out, I was sick to my stomach because I'm like, the fact that they actually already have this plan in place, and because of his ego, he threw it out. And look how many Americans perished and died and didn't take it seriously because of what he said is sickening to me. And that's one of the main reasons why I'm not voting for him, is because people died on his watch, and he doesn't take responsibility for it. And even Obama said, like, he does not take responsibility for anything. And you people that are going to vote for Trump, you can't even deny that. He doesn't take responsibility for anything. He never says, I messed up. I did wrong. I could have responded better. He never, ever corrects himself. Why? Because the ego. Men who are not evolved, they're very, very toxic. Okay? And so I don't want that kind of person as my president, right? But if he gets in again, I will totally disconnect, because then I really feel like we're toast. We're a lost cause, you know? And while everybody else in the world has dignified officials and dignified presidents and heads of state, we have this clown, you know? Sorry, but we have this clown, you know? While the rest of the world has people who actually have some common decency, and we have to be stuck with this? Really? You know? And you know, what's costing me right now is what's his name? Paul Ryan. What is his name? Rand Paul or Paul Ryan? Let me see. I think once he spoke out against him. Was it Rand Paul? It may have been Rand Paul. I think both Pauls. Rand Paul and Paul Ryan, right? Rand Paul and Paul Ryan. And I think his party forced him to support Trump. If I don't, yeah, this is what it says. December 18, 2023, former Republican Speaker, right? Paul Ryan, right? Lindsey Graham, Paul Ryan, Rand Paul. You know, these are all people who passionately said, this is not a good idea. And the party forced them to support him. You know, they had to butter up, you know, to his requests. And right now I'm thinking of people like that. I'm thinking to myself, what happened to those Republicans who have morals? What happened to those Republicans who were concerned? You know, why did nobody replace him? Why did nobody speak up? You know, why are they letting this guy, this convicted felon, you know, why are they letting him do this again? You know, it's like, it's mind blowing. It's like, why did nobody see this coming? You know? And, I'm not going to name drop, but I was interested to see what this person thought, because when Trump won the first time, this person did a reaction video that I thought was actually very funny, because he's in, you guys probably know who he is, but I'm not going to name drop because I didn't get permission to name drop him. But he's located in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, and he does live stream, so I wasn't sure if he, you know, did a video specifically talking about Kamala versus Trump. You know, I haven't seen him do those kind of videos. I was like, well, I wonder why. And tonight I found one. And then once I saw that video, I felt led to make this video, because he finally gave his opinion. And what he said was what I've heard people say at the very beginning when the baton was passed to Kamala. I heard like one or two people say this. But then after, you know, the party welcomed her, I never heard this rhetoric again. But basically what he said was that, oh, America, this is what he said, America could not vote for a white woman. So how are they going to vote for a black woman? That's what he said, okay? And then he went on to say that he believes that we're going to lose. The Democrats are going to lose. That he believes that America is not going to let a woman be president. Okay. And so I was wondering what his opinion was, because, you know, he never gave it. And I was like, why is this guy not talking about this? This is so historic. You know, this is such a momentous time. You know, why is he not saying his opinion? And then I kind of dig through the rubble, and here comes a video, him saying that his opinion is that America did not get Hillary in, so America is not going to get Kamala in. And that is a very sombering, real comment, right? That's a real possibility. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's sad to me, because why are we judging based upon gender and race and not the content of someone's character? Why are we not voting for presidents based upon character, based upon ideology, based upon merit, based upon the record? Why would anybody just vote based upon gender and color? That to me is very barbaric. We need to evolve. We need to grow past these stupid ways of thinking. Okay, so this is a guy, you know, and he said that he doesn't believe she'll win because America couldn't get Hillary in, so how are they going to get Kamala in? You know, and I've seen that comment about 3 times. At the very beginning, when they announced that Kamala was going to be replacing Biden, I saw that 3 times only. You know, in public, I've never heard anybody say that. In you know, sensitive topic discussions, I've never heard anybody say to me that because she's a black woman, she's not going to. I've never heard that. Okay, but think about it. You know, secretly, sadly, some people think the same way. They say to themselves, well, Hillary couldn't get in, and, you know, she's a black woman, or, you know, those who are haters will say she's Indian. Well, she's Indian roots, okay, whatever. You could be mixed and be black, and we're not gonna go on that route again, okay? But yeah, basically saying what he said. He said, if they could not get Hillary in, how are they gonna get a black woman in? That's what he thinks, okay? And he is a Democrat. So it's sad, okay? So based upon, so what I'm saying now, right, is based upon the comment that he made, right? Let's say at the end of the day that this is the verdict, right? The verdict is that America cannot take a chance on a black woman, and they're going to stick to the status quo, and they're going to put a former president back in again, and to hell with the progress, to hell with change. You know, we're just going to be stuck in time and going back in time, and, you know, all the progress is just basically done for. Okay, that is disgusting to me, because why progress just to go back? Why move forward just to backpedal? You know, like, that's very, very cowardice to me. So that was his perspective. So maybe you guys have heard the same kind of comments that, you know, America doesn't have the kahunas to elect a black woman as president. You know, for lack of a better term, you know, I don't know. I just, to me, that speaks volumes, because, like I said, you know, other countries have had women in high leadership positions. You know, they've had women be, you know, prime ministers and whatnot, and heads of state and queens and representatives, and I just don't understand why America is so far like, to me, if you want my kind of perspective, like my perspective is like we're behind. I feel like we're behind the world. We're behind. You know, other countries have safer environments for kids and families and women especially, and they're not ashamed of it. You know, they have specific bills and legislation to protect children, to protect women, and America is just dragging their feet. That's how I feel. That's what the record shows. That's what the lack of funding shows, is that we're behind. So to me, I feel like we're behind. We're behind schedule, and we're dragging our feet. You know, and we are resisting change. We're resisting progress. We're slow. You know, we're loathful. We're slow. We're slowful. We are lazy, and that's how I feel about it. I feel like we're behind, because other major, you know, Western worlds have already had a woman, you know, in control. And so America has never had that. And that blows my mind, because everybody else has had that but us, you know. And here we have these pundits who cannot get with the program, you know, who cannot just put their pride aside. And that's crazy to me, you know. Like, I don't even care if the girl was Chinese, you know. Cool, even better. Like, that's like rock star quality, man. Like, think about it. You got a Hispanic woman as president of America, an Asian woman, an African woman, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's rock star quality to me. But then to other people in America, it's like, you know, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to accept it. They don't want to take a chance. And so guess what? If we're not going to take a chance, we're going to be left behind, you know? While the rest of the Western worlds, you know, put women at the head and value their opinion and value their children and value their family structure, we're not doing that. Okay, we're not doing that enough. We're not investing enough in those things. And so, to me, for so many, I mean, I've broken it down extensively in this video. Melania and Trump's perspective are on two different opposite planes. You know, like, I cannot see myself having a first lady that her voice is not being accounted for. Okay, her perspective is not being taken seriously. And basically, Trump will be overriding all that, you know, because Melania is pro-choice. According to what she said, maybe it's a fake for book sales, but according to what she said, she says she's pro-choice. So what happened? How are you pro-choice, but your husband is not? So I don't understand. I'm not trying to sound funny, but I don't get it. Like, there's no harmony in that, you know, there's no reciprocity in that. So I don't see that working out very well. So you heard it here first. That's how I genuinely feel. I have held back for, well, obviously for the whole fucking year. And it's not until now that I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to say it. I think that we are in trouble. I think we're going to be in a lot of odds with our allies, with people that actually like us or would want to try to like us. And Trump is going to be ferociously alongside his Republican colleagues who are on his committee, are going to be aggressively trying to strip down everything that Biden's did, that Obama's did, that everybody else that is progressive has done. That's obvious. And anybody says otherwise, they're not paying attention. He does not want any of those things in effect. He wants to strip it all. He wants to eliminate it all. So, like Obama said, it's dangerous, you know, people thinking that he's just joking. He's just, you know, when you're the president, nothing you say should be a joke. Everything you say is what you mean. And you mean what you say, because the whole world is watching us. And at least with Kamala, I don't have to worry about her saying something stupid. You know, at least with her, I can feel confident that when she goes into a press conference or when she's meeting a world leader, that she'll have the dignity and the class to show up and show out and speak with one accord. Okay? With Trump, I don't have hope in him. I don't have that confidence in him because he's so uncouth. He's so out of control. So I'd be worried, you know, I'd be worried. And in his latest podcast, with all these different people he's been going there, these podcast shows, he keeps talking about Iran. Has anybody else noticed with me? He keeps talking about Iran. He keeps saying Iran wants to kill him. Iran wants to get. What is he talking about? Okay, like he's already picking potential enemies from Trump's not even in office, and he's already picking potential enemies for us to have. Okay, and I can't get with that. I don't want more war. I don't want more strife. I don't want us to go back to suppression, oppression, oppressive laws, oppressive ways of living, oppressive relationships. I don't want nothing to do with that, okay? So I'm not a punk where I'm going to say, oh, if he gets it, I'm going to leave America. I ain't going nowhere, okay? I ain't going nowhere, okay? So people that say that, they speak for themselves. I'm in America. I'm an American. And that's that, okay? But I am worried. I can't lie to you. I'm worried that he's going to piss off a lot of people. And I wish that I was just, I wish it wasn't the case. And that's not how I feel at a gut level, but that's exactly how I feel, guys. I'm sorry. So that's that. Okay, that's that. We shall see. Early voting has begun. And I'm going to be voting very, very soon. Maybe even today. Okay, on a Thursday or a Friday, we'll see. I want to make sure that I get the information on the local candidates. The presidential thing, I already got that in the bag. But in terms of the local candidates and the certain legislations and amendments that I have to say yes or no on, when I go to vote, I want to do my research with that before I just go to the voting booth and, get excited. I want to do my due diligence as a citizen, and I want to research everything. I want to research everything because who I bubble in, who I vote for, it matters to me. And it should matter to you guys too, especially those who live in America watching me from America. It should matter to you as well. Okay. So don't just think about, the president pick is very important. The executive branch, very important. But you also have to look at the bills and the amendments and the local people running and whatnot who are on the ticket, who are on the form that you have to also educate yourself about, okay? And I did that last time. When I voted for Biden last time, I did that. I didn't just look at him. I looked at everything and I read everything, and they had different scenarios. They had different questions on there, and I had to make sure before I went in that I did my research, okay? So yeah, I'm not in a rush. We have until November 5th. I'm going to vote, obviously. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll live stream it. I'll probably do a TikTok or something. That should be fun. But yes, guys, it is very scary. Okay. And the influence and the manipulative influence and charisma that Hitler had is very uncanny to Trump in a lot of ways to me. And when I found out that JD Vance called him that and then tried to retract it, that was a huge red flag for me, because why would you say it in the first place? Why would you say this in the first place if you didn't mean it? And what a statement, the American Hitler. What a statement. What a statement. So anyway, guys, I have covered it all. I have spoken about this from the jump. I've done my part. So, if all said and done, Kamala does not get through, and Trump is back in, I will automatically begin to worry about this country. Automatically. Automatically. And I hate that feeling. You know, I don't want to go back to that feeling that I felt when we had the pandemic. I don't want to feel that away. I don't want to feel that way again. I don't want to feel like we're unsafe, that people cannot trust us, that we cannot, you know, shake hands with our allies. We cannot get along with anybody. I don't want to go back to that, guys. I don't. I really don't. But if America does not choose to go in the path of joy, the path of brighter days, the path of progress, then we'll be back to the chaos that we had, you know, 8 years ago, basically. And there won't be anything we could do, because once he's in, guys. And they may try to impeach him again. I don't know. You know, I'm just gonna tell you all the God honest truth. Wasn't he impeached? Wasn't Trump impeached? Let me look it up. How many Google corrected me and put how many times? Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. The first impeachment of Donald Trump. So how many freaking times was he impeached? What the hell? Second impeachment. So y'all want to go back to this? Like, for real? Like, America, you want to go back to this? Really? Because I don't. And I don't want to feel that fear that I felt when he was president. I don't want to go back to that, guys. I'm not trying to sound like, but I just don't, you know? And remember, the world is watching us. You know, I know fellow Americans can watch the TV, you know, and especially on election night, it's going to be some serious shit, you know. But the world is watching us, guys. The world is watching us. And I feel more, personally, my opinion, I just feel more dignity and more class with Kamala. You know, I just feel like we have way more class and kindness with Kamala, and also strength, you know, when they pressed her on certain issues in regards to war and safety. I'm very happy with her responses. She's not too soft and she's not too hard. I think she's just diplomatic. And that's my style of leadership, you know, like Obama. He's not too soft, not too aggressive. He's just right. And when he needs to be aggressive and when he needs to be forthright, or when she's to be forthright and aggressive, she is. You know what I'm saying? But look what this person just tweeted 17 hours ago from Maya Photography. I swear to God, I believe that I have PTSD from Donald Trump. You guys, here it is. Look. I just saw this. I just opened my Twitter account and this is what I see. I swear to God, I believe that I have PTSD from Donald Trump. You know? Let me read the comments and show you guys what she put. This just popped up in my timeline. Let's see the responses, shall we? Me too, I need compensation. Me too, unshakable depression. Oh God. At least they're being honest. This person's sexist, obviously, because what the hell are you talking about? Like, be for real. Who doesn't? So, there you have it, guys. And that guy that's saying that made that comment is trash, because, yeah, the president has an impact, you know? They're the president of the country. So, yes, you know, if somebody's completely uncoofed and uncut and crazy, then yeah, it is going to cause PTSD. And why is it a jokey joke thing, you know? Like, that's real. That's actually real. People genuinely have anxiety thinking about Trump getting back in. That's a real thing, you know? That's a real thing. So yeah, it's just sad. Like I said, like it's just sad. And oh, look at this tweet. Somebody put, America was a happier place before Trump. That was today. Well, yesterday, but you know. And this person, obviously, who's a Trump supporter, put this bullshit. So, yeah. So, there you have it, guys. You know. So, yeah, it's just very, very sad. And I just think that, yeah, it's trying to, and I'm really trying very hard to find something positive to say about him. I can't find one. But I don't want to know what it feels like to be in a Trump presidency again. I don't want to know what that feels like. But I'm a strong woman, and, you know, I live and lead my own life. So if he does get back in, I will pray for the country like I always do. I'll pray that, and we should be praying now. Let's make that blunt, you know. We should be praying from now. You see what I'm saying? We shouldn't wait until something bad happens. We should be praying from now that whoever gets in is going to do the right thing, you know, and not wait until the last minute. So, in ending the video, I'll just say this, yeah. If he does get back in, it's gonna be a quiet night. And I don't want to hear anybody on any of these networks complain about this, not, well, y'all are the ones who let him get away with all this shit, you know. You let him skip debates, you let him skip interviews, you let him do whatever the heck he wanted to do. And so it's partially y'all's fault, you know what I'm saying? If it goes up the opposite way, it's because y'all let him run amok. So it'll be a quiet night. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe I'll just be in a regular mood. But it will be a very, very disturbing thought that people could still see how this guy has behaved badly and then still want to give him a cookie. You know, that would bother me a little bit. But I think I'll just be closer to God, you know, because I've already drawn closer to God as more things have happened in the world anyway. So I'm good either way, you know, but I think that I will be, oh, look at this video, guys. This is funny. Look at this video. Somebody just posted this 9 hours ago on Twitter. That dumb ham moment. Look at this video. My volume's off. Oh, I'm back, guys. Oh, good thing I have my AirPods in. You guys couldn't hear me. 1 second. You guys saw the video? Must touch by mistake. Okay, so I was watching. Thank God I paid attention. Yeah. So like I was saying, if she gets in, the opposite end of it, if she gets in, I think it would be a night of joy, a night of relief, a night of, wow, you know, we finally are moving forward, you know, we're finally making progress. But then, you know, I think it'd be a good shock. And I think that people would be very, very relieved that we don't have to go back to that because, you know, Trump did say that if he doesn't get this one, that he would probably not go run again. That is what he said. So he'd be gone for good, guys. Not in the media, but he'd be gone for good in terms of being in the Oval Office, which is. But I think that I'm just realistic in the perspective of it can go either way. You know, like I'm a little bit different in terms of like my expectation of election night, you know, like my expectation is more of like anything could happen. So I'm more so level-headed and focused and interested to see, you know, what cities turn out, what states vote what, do any of the states from red to blue. You know, Florida, people think that Florida is going to be blue. I've been hearing that for a while now. And I don't know if that's possible because Florida has always been red. The county that I live in is blue, happily blue. Is Miami blue? Miami may be blue, but there's other neighboring counties and cities that are not blue. You know, like most of Florida is red. So I think people saying that are maybe wishful thinking. You know, I wouldn't say that. But you never know. It could be the odd state or two that, you know, is historically red but then turns blue. We don't know. We have no idea. You know, and vice versa. We have no idea, guys. We have no idea. Because the difference with this election is that there's been a lot of voters who are very quiet about who or undecided. You know, we have a lot of people who are still undecided, you know, which I find kind of hard to believe because, you know, the differences are so clear, you know, and just basically align your vote with who's more with what your views are. You know, it's not that hard. But there's people out here who they don't know. They still don't know who they're gonna vote for. And we're literally like 1 week and a half out. You know? That's crazy to me. Like, what more proof do you need? Like, what else do you need to see? You know? He's not going to debate her. He's not going to do anything that doesn't make him look good. So you're not going to hear from him unless he's on a social media account or he's somewhere near one of his hotels. You know, he's not going to talk to y'all. He's just going to do what he's been doing because he thinks he's above the law. Okay? So I don't get that. I mean, it's down to the wire, guys. It's the end. This is the end. You're either voting for Kamala or you're voting for Trump. It's that simple. Or not at all. You know, some people are going to be sitting this one out. You know, some people don't want to vote. And that's also their right. They don't feel like voting. They don't want to participate. That's fine. That's fine. I think it's a mistake, but that's their right as well. But me, I would never know that an election as important as this and just say, I'm not going to vote. Like, that's crazy to me. I could never do that. So those who don't want to vote, I don't really know their perspective. Maybe they're religious or something and they don't want to mix their religion with their vote. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I just feel like people that look like me, you know, couldn't vote at one point. And so when you know that they couldn't vote and now you can, it's kind of like your responsibility from my perspective, you know? But some people don't think that. Some people don't want to vote. So I guess those people will just not vote at all. and we'll just watch through TV, or maybe not watch TV at all, and say, I'm not going to engage with the election night. But for me, I think it's do or die, guys. I think it's do or die. I think this is it. This is going to decide America's fate, really. And so those who don't see it that way, God bless you. But I think a lot of people see it the opposite way. They see it like, this is it. This is it. What is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? Gotta make a decision. Gotta make a choice. Gotta buck up. Gotta buck up and pick. So I don't understand that. I don't understand how you can know with the election, this race is so close, and then stay at home. I could never do that. Like, if I was a Trump supporter, it'd be the same thing. Like, if I prefer Trump's policy or prefer Trump's perspective, why would I stay home? I would just vote for Trump. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Is it irresponsible? Are they disconnected from America? Are they not proud to be American? I don't know. But when you have an election this serious, the idea of just staying home is wild to me. I just can't imagine doing that. So anyway, guys, we must continue to pray for the country in general, regardless of who wins. It's concerning. It's serious times. And I think that people need to value more of their voice and their right and their mind and what really makes them live soundly and comfortably and at peace. And, if somehow, some way, the votes would show that the American people are more comfortable with Trump, then whatever we get, we get. Whatever happens to us is at the hands of people who voted for him. Like, whatever is gonna come from it is gonna happen, and we can't do nothing about it. It's gonna be too late by then. So yeah, guys, I don't know. I just think it's sad that we've got to this point. Genuinely, I wish that we could have had more of a wholesome Republican than somebody who is a troublemaker. But it is what it is. There's nothing we could do. So that day is close. I don't know about you guys, but around my way, with the like other places in America, the early voting is very busy. I happened to pass by the library today, and there was a lot of people. Okay, so once again, those who are gonna stay at home, I think you're making a mistake. Your voice matters, your opinion matters, regardless of party. And like I said, people have fought for the vote, the right to vote, and so not cherishing that is like a disservice to you, to your family, for generations to come. And I'm proud. I'm very proud of who I will be voting for. I'm ecstatic. I can't wait to vote, actually. I can't wait. But it's gonna be, I think, emotional either way, because from both different parties, there's gonna be people who are gonna be resoundingly happy and maybe resoundingly sad. But I just hope and pray that whatever just keeps us most safe and the most prosperous is what it turns out to be. The worst thing would be if you know, whatever the turnout is, makes things worse. You know, I would just hope that however it goes, that it's going to be making us better and making us love thy neighbor more and treat people with respect, because treating people badly, I think, is wrong. You know, I think the common decency in the class, I don't see that with Trump. You know, when his wife talks, I can barely understand her. You know, like, I don't even understand her most of the time when she talks, so that doesn't really work for me. But, you know, I just miss when our presidents were classy. You know, I miss when we could see our president, you know, respond to, you know, foreign leaders, and we're respected, you know, and people value what we have to say. Whereas I feel like with Trump, people mocked us and looked down on us and thought that we were very, very boisterous and rude, and you know, that's concerning to me. You know, that's very concerning to me. So I just hope that, you know, when all is said and done, Americans can be stronger together and united together and want to do what's best for each other, and the moral standing and the dignity that I'm looking for, I see in Kamala, genuinely. I see the self-respect, I see the compassion, I see the strength, I see the warmth, which we've never really had. You know, that's a word that people normally associate with woman, which is being warm and nurturing and all that. You know, that'd be a nice take, to see a president who's warm. Wow, when have we ever had that? You know, I mean, wow. So that would be a nice change, you know. So if it goes in her favor, I look forward to that. I can't lie. I look forward to having a president who has self-respect, because the way that Trump has treated his ex-wives and treated his staff members and treated this country, it's clear that he has no respect. He doesn't respect anybody but himself. So I miss that. I miss having somebody coherent and strong and upstanding that has self-respect, you know. And Kamala has respect for herself, the way she carries herself, the way she answers questions, the way she shows up on time, the way she goes out of her way to explain herself. She cares. She cares. And I can not be prouder. I could have not picked a better choice. Some people liked Vance, some people didn't. You know, not Vance, excuse me, Tim Walz, excuse me. Yeah, that too. But Kamala's running mate. Some people on the other party don't like him, but they're not his candidate. You know, he's our candidate. So I don't understand the critique there. In terms of like, oh, she picked the wrong. Well, whatever. You know, Trump picked who he wants, and Kamala picked who she wanted, and that's that. You know, we don't have the power to change who's the vice president, right? So we're stuck with them. We're stuck with either Vance or we're stuck with Walz. That's it. We don't have the power to change that. And so the person and the character that Tim Walz has is beyond what I've ever seen in the longest while. I've never seen somebody with the biggest heart as him. And I'm just proud of them. I'm proud of the campaign they've run. I'm proud that they, you know, are kind towards the American people. And that's what's been missing for a long time. It's just a genuine warmth, a genuine care for our state of living, you know. Not about Trump steak and Trump tower and Trump this and Trump that. I don't care about that. I care about the American people. And so, you know, Kamala and Tim Walz, you know, they don't have any hotel to advertise for, you know, but Trump does, you know. And people don't talk about this. When he first got in, there was an increase, a spike in, especially in Washington. I think it was the one in Washington or a neighboring state. If it wasn't Washington, it was nearby. He has a hotel in one of those states, and they didn't cover it. I think Fox covered it once, but they never really touched on that. The fact that he saw a spike in his hotels, you know. Why did nobody speak about that? When he got in, he saw an increase, you know. So he has his businesses to promote, you know, and people can't just gloss over that, you know. Like, he made money. He made more money because of that, you know. But the difference is, you know, Kamala and Tim Walz, they don't have any hotel to push up in the media's face. They don't have that kind of thing to lug around, you know. They're not doing it for that, you know. But to me, I feel like Trump is doing that for financial gain. And I think someone would be dumb, you know, to say otherwise. Like, he has made money, you know, from that. And I've not seen many networks cover that, but I have seen some, not many, but I have seen some, especially when he first got elected. They were saying that they were seeing an increase in visitors, an increase in suites and hotel rooms being booked, you know. Why is nobody putting two and two together? You know what I'm saying? He's profited off of the American people and then turn right back around and spit in their face. So rich people, on average, don't care about working class people, because the working class people work for them. And anybody else think anything different, I don't know how they can think anything different, because the records speak for itself. The wages speak for itself. You know, they prop up their own. They prop up their own people. They don't look out for anybody else. So I don't understand. You know, how nobody can see through that. You know, and it's not even talked about now. The fact that he is, whenever he goes somewhere, he's promoting his brand. You know, he's promoting his merchandise. What was it? The $60 Chinese made Bible, the $1,000 sneaker, the watches. I mean, how is nobody catching on? You know, how is his supporters not catching on? This is a money grab, you know. Sorry, but how is nobody putting two and two together? I can't be the only American in this world who sees behind all that. You know, I hope I'm not the only one. I hope I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I hope not, but you never know. So yeah, guys, that's my thoughts. So thank you for watching. I could speak forever on this because I feel like this is so important. I really do. And come election night, you know, I want to make sure that, like, I got my thoughts out here, I got my opinion out here, you know, just genuinely, you know. And anybody, even of the opposite party, can watch this video and they can't say that I'm lying, because I'm not. You know, I'm being raw and real with you guys, and I'm telling you guys genuinely how I feel. And if you actually love America and you actually love Americans, you would care about how I feel. You would care that, wow, you know, her and so many other millions of Americans are afraid of this guy, are afraid of what he's gonna do. You know, can you imagine if people were afraid of what Obama would do? You know, will that not concern you? I mean, damn. So, wow, I don't know. It's heartless. It's heartless shit, man. Anyway, so until then, guys, next time you'll see me, I'll update you guys with other content, other things going on. If you want to subscribe to me, you're more than welcome to. You're more than welcome to contribute, thumbs up, subscribe, whatever you want to do. If I get to early vote, I will definitely fill you guys in, okay? But you know, I think last time I did vote on election day, but I don't feel led to this time. You know, for many reasons. I don't feel led to vote on election day. I think I need to vote early, because it can actually be properly counted. Whereas I feel like for some reason on election day, there may be so much of an influx that they don't get to every vote, and it may be a situation where they're counting votes 2 days or 3 days in a row. You know, what if it's a situation, guys, where there's so many votes that the allotted time, it runs over that? That could have happened with Hillary, but I'm not sure. But yeah, what if, guys, what if there's so many votes that it takes like 3 days? You know, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. So we shall see. All right, that's it. I gave you guys my opinion, my final words on this. Yeah, and yeah, on election night, I'll be live. I think I will go live. As long as it's not totally awful. Maybe even then I'll go live and, you know, share with you guys my live reaction. That should be fun. Okay, so I may do that. May do a live coverage. I might do that. We'll see. We'll see. All right, love you guys. Bye. Good night. Good morning. See you in the next video. Okay. Tap the bell and subscribe to see me on election night. How about that? Election night. Give you guys my opinion. Live coverage. All right. So wherever you are in the world, I'll be here on election night. Okay. See you guys then. Bye.